What's up? It is Miss Devoted Tiff, your chime in chick, back to recap another episode of Married to Medicine. Tonight was episode 8, season 7, going strong. Let's jump into it. Starts out with the little quick establishing shots. First, it was Contessa and her dad. She was on the phone with him trying to get him to come down for another visit. Her daughter was so cute because she was in the background saying, "You gotta come tell us in person, man." That was funny. And then there was Simona, her son, of course. He was trying to shirk some responsibilities. He was like, "I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm watching TV. Maybe I'll do some homework. It just depends." Oh, to be young. And then Toya and Eugene, she actually was giving him a compliment for holding things down while she was in Savannah. But then she couldn't help but be who she is. And she was like, am I talking to myself? Anyways. Then that piece ends with Quad at her book signing. She looks great. And she had a full house, super proud of her. Anytime somebody pushes through and comes out on top, best revenge is your paper. She was doing that, and Contessa, Buffy, and Heavenly showed up to support. And as people that are in the spotlight do, they skip the line. Hey, they're taping a show. I can't even get mad. And she was letting them know she was going to celebrate her birthday with a birthday party slash book release. Of course, Contessa was shady in the interview room talking about, oh, she's trying to get a tax write-off. But listen, why have two parties at once? I'm all about working smarter, not harder. Parties are expensive. And not only that, why would you have people get dressed up, come out to your birthday party, then turn right back around and have them, okay, now come to my book. Hey, why they already here for my birthday? Come and celebrate my book. 2 celebrations in one. Boom, done. So then we're with Jackie and Curtis, and they're meeting with the ladies that are going to redo their house. Woo, child. So the things that they wanted 3-car garage. They wanted, I think, the kitchen redone. They wanted a closet redone, and I can't remember the 4th thing. But anyways, they were able to get everything they wanted. It worked logistically with the design. Grand total was, I think she said the first part was 180, and the second phase was going to be in between 80 and 120. Listen, I guess I need to become a doctor in Atlanta and a book person and all the stuff that she does, because they didn't even flinch. She was like, "Oh, that's not bad," and I'm thinking to myself, "That's a house. That's just to renovate your house, and that's the price of a decent house." But hey, that's why they're there and I'm here. Yeah. So she was kind of having a moment with Curtis because he was like, we need to talk about this at home first, and she might drop them. Basically, they did a cutaway to where she was talking about considering donor eggs or adopting, and he was like, "That door is closed." People be closing a lot of doors on Bravo TV. And so she basically was like, "We didn't get children, so I'm in a place in my life where I want to get something that I want." And that's her dream house, her dream renovation. And she deaded him talking about going home and discussing. I can't even be mad at her. And if he knows what's good for him, you done already shut down us adopting or having kids. You're not going to shut down my house renovation too. So, hey, she pulled that card, deservedly so, and that was the end of that. Then we go to Contessa and Scott. They are out to eat with the kids, and her dad comes and joins them. He made it into town. Contessa, moment of silence. So she uses that opportunity, and with her, sometimes I can't tell if it's a little toxic femininity sneaking in. We always talk about toxic masculinity, but there are some women that they have their moments where they try to demasculine. I know I'm saying it wrong. Demasculine, demasculize. Y'all let me know what it is. To a guy. And as soon as he came down, now I definitely understand wanting to get your parents' thoughts on something and getting them to chime in, but it's like first it was in front of the kids. Second, like why when y'all just kind of tried to reconcile after Savannah, you bringing this back up? And she's like, well, yeah, you know, Dad, that I'm back home now. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. And she's like, so I want to know, do you think your daughter's a quitter since I had to give up school because we? And then she said we. She's like, we decided that the solution was to for me to leave school. And she definitely decided that on her own. But now she keeps bringing it up like she was made to. Like he was like, I need you to quit school. When all he ever did was voice when it was a little frustrating. And she was feeling bad on her own. She was having mommy guilt. But now she's presenting it to her father as, you know, she was basically told she had to quit school. And so she did. And so now she was like a quitter. And so she's like, what are your thoughts? Do you think I'm a quitter? And so then Scott starts to answer. And she's like, I didn't ask you. I asked my dad. First of all, that's so mad disrespectful. Like, even if it wasn't her husband, but especially because it was her husband. Like, if she felt that strongly, she could have been like, I was wanting to hear what my dad said or listen to his response. I'm like, okay, Daddy, what do you think? And you can even see like the energy shift. Even the kids noticed it. Kids pick up on everything, as we know. And so, you know, her kids was looking crazy. Her dad was looking crazy. And of course, Scott was like, well, dang, you know, like, but hey, I guess he knew what he got into. I'll be trying to tell y'all, these mean women are winning. The crazy ones, the mean ones, they be the ones that be getting booed up and wifed up. I need to change my whole I need to change my whole process. Because these mean ones, they be getting them. And so yeah. And the dad was like, no, I don't think you're a quitter. Then we go to Simone and her husband have a conversation with their oldest. Of course, he went away to school, didn't work out. His grades weren't doing so good, so he came back home to kind of regroup. And he was saying that he's ready to try again. And so they're like, well, let's go and talk to him about, you know, where he's at with this. And she definitely gave him some tough love. He said he wanted to go to UC Berkeley. She's like, well, you know, you got to have good grades for that. And so she's basically listing all the things that she felt like he needed to do that he wasn't doing, that if he's trying to be prepared to go back to school, let alone go to California on the other side of the country away from them, you have to actually be doing your own laundry now. You have to be doing this and that now and being disciplined now. So we need to see it. And so I was glad that Cecil had her back on that. And hey, she's just keeping it real because life is going to keep it real with you because life is tough and it's real. So that was that. Then we go to Contessa and her dad seeing Dr. Heavenly for some tooth work. And I love when it shows them actually being doctors and not the drama part. Like, that was one of the first draws to the show for me is, okay, this is so cool. In the South, black women, doctors, and doctors' wives, killing it. And it was supposed to be a little bit of a different energy from the other shows. It still ended up kind of being like the other shows, but the one thing is seeing them in their element of being doctors and having you being a doctor and your friend being a doctor and able to help your dad. I think that's super cool. So, but why her daddy had a grill? And I was like, okay, he one of them old cat daddies then. But that was cool, and he loved how his teeth turned out. And I know y'all probably feel like I can't stand Contessa. I'm just not feeling her this season. Overall, she's one of my favorites because I like how she gets all of them together when necessary, especially Toya, because y'all know how I feel about Toya. But she was like, well, take these grills from your dad so he doesn't put them in with these new teeth. Like, these need to be gone. And they were like, oh, there's real diamonds in here. And he was saying, yeah, it's this many carats, this many diamonds. And she's like, oh, well, this can make up for all the Christmases and Thanksgivings that you missed. And I was like, really? It's nothing like when a person is back in your life and you keep finding these moments to jab and dig and below the belt. It's like either you've forgiven me or you haven't, but don't have me around and then find all these moments to bring up the past. It's like, why in the world did she feel like that was a fitting thing to say? Like, why are you trying to make him feel bad? Like, that really irritated me that she's like, oh yeah, there's some makeup for all the Christmases you missed. Like, really, Contessa? Anyways, so that was cool. And then Quad's event, they went back to it and showed her outfit, and she was really cute. For Quad though, I felt like it was a little on the chill side. It didn't scream, "This is my event. This is my party." But I do agree that she's always had some of the best events. This event was no different. I'm extra with my events as well, so I like she had all the special touches. You know, like the girl dancing on the circle pole and the wings and the food and those beautiful flowers that were different shades of purple. I love stuff like that. And she was going around in an event mode, tasting food, needs more of this, needs more of that. I like the flowers. Where's the tequila? Like, she was doing it. And then we go to Toya and Eugene. And I guess Toya was feeling a little unsure if she should go because obviously Mariah and Quad are not cool. And Toya has been, that odd couple I keep telling y'all about. Toya and Mariah like this, and she's been having her back, and Quad has, allegedly told this lie on her. But I feel like Eugene gave her good advice, like, if that is between them, and she has invited you to this, and you do still consider her your friend, and you want to support her, and get along with everybody, go. And if she asks you why you went, it's like, well, I'm just trying to, show support and be a good friend to everybody. So I was glad she went. But I love that even he checked. Y'all know how I feel about Toya's fashions. It was so funny to me that Eugene even checked her and was like, this isn't even white. This is off-white. That was sweet that he ironed it for her. And they showed the closet. This 2-story closet that we've been hearing about since last season. I'll admit, it was nice. It was fire. I thought it was cool. What did y'all think? Did y'all like the closet? And then we're back at the party. And no, we're not back at the party. We then go over to Mariah, and she was doing Ramadan at I guess a restaurant that has like Middle Eastern food. And I like, even though I'm not Muslim, I like that they're showing her family tradition and her family doing like the religious thing. I think it's cool for people to see different things like that. And y'all know I be saying Mariah's hit or miss. She definitely had on Miss Steely's pants. Color purple? Yes, no. Miss Steely's pants. Look them up. She had on something. And, so the kids were there. Their kids are so cute. They don't show up much, so that was cool. Then they did their, I guess, Muslim prayer. And she ended it with amen, which I know that amen means it is so. It's an agreement thing. But it was still funny that she like brought the Baptist Christian in it. She's like, amen, at the end of the Muslim prayer. I don't know why that tickled me. So anyways, as soon as that's done, her mom and crew show up. And already I'm like, oh Lord, because her mama is something else. And everybody knows, including her. So that's no news for me saying that. And basically, her mama came with the drama. And somehow, in the middle of a restaurant celebrating Ramadan, they still managed to bring up Quad. Like, you don't have no storyline without her? Like, why would you have to bring her up in this moment? Her sister calls Quad a hoe. And, like, they're using this language and they talking like this after you just broke a fast for a religious holiday and you were sitting at the table in honor of the holiday. And y'all are talking so crazy and so reckless. And then her mom was like, oh, well, I have some thoughts about the other people going, but since it's Ramadan, I'll wait. Well, it's too late now. Y'all already got rude and reckless and ratchet at Ramadan. Oh, those were all ours, weren't they? Anyways, sorry, I'm a little bit of a nerd. Alliteration moment. Go ahead and move on. So then they're back to the party. Everybody looks so. I love that Mr. Neely was there. Like, what is the Neelys doing there? Selena, Miss All Falls Down, but she also co-hosts the show with Quad. And I liked what Simone wore. Heavenly's I didn't love. It looked a little frumpy, and it was like a plain white T-shirt with white pants. I didn't love it. Jackie's I also did not like. Buffy's was okay. I don't feel like she knows how to dress well for her body type, and that's not any shade because I'm not small myself, but like she don't accentuate her nice parts. Like I don't know. And who else? Toya. We're not doing that. It's funny though, Eugene came in, he went straight to the massage. Like she couldn't even get him to come and greet the people. He was like, I need this. Hey, get your free massage, sir. I'm mad at you. Then they're all sitting down and Toya shows how petty she is. Shocker, I know. And I guess she wasn't happy that no one had actually brought up Mariah, which was the reason she was hesitant about coming because she's like, well, somebody's gonna bring her up, and then I'm gonna have to feel like I have to defend her, and so nobody's thinking about her. They shouldn't have been. It was about Quad and her event, just like Mariah should have been bringing Quad up at Ramadan. Quad didn't bring up Mariah because she is not bothered by her. Like she's living her best life. And so since nobody brought her up, I guess Toy felt like she needed to, and she was like, oh, I wonder where Mariah is. Oh, that's right. She probably wouldn't have been invited. Like, what was the point of that? Like, really? And I'm glad nobody engaged. She looked like a fool by herself, and everybody else moved on to another topic. But the topic they moved on to, think about the taste of their vaginas. Weird. So they went back to a clip where Simone was saying she didn't like to be kissed after oral sex because she didn't like how it smelled sometimes. Yikes. And so then Toya was like, oh, well, you should know how it tastes before he does. And it just got like, really? Are we talking about this in the middle of a birthday party? But maybe because they're all in the medical field, or maybe because they just nasty. But I thought that was an interesting topic of conversation. So I'm not going to spend too much time about that. And then Quad comes up and has people gather around, kind of do her birthday thank you speech. She calls up the Sister Circle ladies, and she was saying, you know, it was a time that I was thinking about giving up on friendships. You know, y'all showed me some sisterly love. And there's nothing wrong with her saying that. We all have moments where we think about ending things, whether it's relationships or whatever, and then somebody may come in and like help us to continue on. And so she didn't give up on the friendships. And they, in that moment, were so like, oh, we just got snubbed. And all. First of all, don't make it about you at her birthday. Second of all, like, y'all need to own the part that y'all played. During the time when she was going through the divorce and stuff like that, y'all weren't always the nicest to her. Some of them was like, well, why is she even around? She's not married anymore. Some of them was like, oh, she's just not including us enough. Like, they weren't the nicest to her during that time. So they can't even act like that what she was saying wasn't warranted. People always forget what they do to you, I swear. So let me know how y'all feel. Y'all feel like she was out of line for saying what she was saying? And so it was to the point Simone got so upset that her and Toya left, which is so immature, so selfish, but hey. And so then the other ladies was like, kind of felt in their feelings too, but they stayed. So then Quad calls them up, and she's like, and where's Simone? Simone wasn't even there. She's like, oh, wow. And so Contessa was like, well, we waited. We knew you was going to get to us. And she did. She thanked this group of friends, and she thanked this group of friends. Like, and if she would have stayed 2 seconds, she would have realized that Quad wasn't trying to snub them. She was just giving separate shout-outs. Anyways, so after that, she gets summoned outside. And she has a beautiful red car. Oh, and she changed her outfit, and I liked the second outfit. It was a silver jumpsuit. I liked it very much. It was very her, and it said, "This is my party." So she redeemed herself. So she was like, "Oh, I'm so surprised. I didn't know it was coming tonight. I didn't know it was coming tonight." Now we know Quad is extra, and I don't know how legit that statement was. You could see everybody in the interview room was like, she surprised herself. Like, how do you not know when your car is being delivered? Like, how would they even know where to bring it? Because it wasn't like it was her home. Like, if it's coming to an actual event, you had to know. Somebody had to tell them. Unless Buffy had arranged it, so that was funny too. But then, since we're kind of at the halfway mark of the season, they showed the teasers for what's to come the rest of the season, and ooh, it looks juicy. Buffy starts getting back into the action. Heavenly gets mad at Daddy, which we'll never see that. There's another trip, and we see the men getting their sip and paint revenge. Um, Buffy and Jackie clash, and I guess Jackie said something real rude, and she was not very apologetic in the clip that they showed. So yeah, I am ready for the second half. Next week, Atlanta starts. I will be reviewing that. So I'm not even sure if I'm gonna review this next time. If I do, I won't have it up until the next day. But thank y'all for watching last episode. I got my most views, over 1,000 views in a few days. So thank you for rocking with me and listening to my commentary. And I will see you next time. Again, this is Miss Devoted Tip, your chime in chick. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell and share, or at least do one of those. I want you be like Megan Simon says, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell. At least do one of those, and I really appreciate that because I'm trying to stay positive and put out some positive content. All right, y'all, enough of my rambling. See you next